Be honest. What do you think of the new look?
If it helps you put the past behind you, I'm all for it.
I'm glad. Though, I don't think I'm quite done with the past yet. Not until I've been to Baldur's Gate.
Then why don't you join me today?
All right. Some company wouldn't hurt on the road, especially if there's trouble.
Love Shadowheart's new look. Softer, less severe. It suits her.
I think so too.
Something is different about Shadowheart. New facial creases, perhaps. A fresh battle scar I hadn't noticed. Bah, it eludes me.
Facial creases. Sure. Let's see what Jaheira has to say.
Shadowheart walks a little freer of the shadows. She could shave her skull and paint it purple. It would still suit her.
I bet she'd love to hear that. Why don't you join me?
As you wish.
And into Rivington we go.
We must find where Gortash and Orin have established themselves, and take their nether stones.
My former peers will be watching, no doubt. Waiting for my return. We should do what we can to find them. What they know could help us.
Excuse me. I can't find my mum.
Oh. Well, what's your name?
Yenna! And my cat is Grub. He's shy. I'm not. My mum is called Emery. She went to go get some herbs for her spots. She was sick, and she was supposed to come back the same day. That was last 10 day, though.
Let's find the nearest temple, little one. They can help you, I'm sure.
That's the first thing I did. Mum always said to look for a temple if I needed help. But they said they couldn't help me. Because of the circumstances. That's what they said.
Well, we can't just leave her.
Hi. I'm still looking for my mum, but, thank you for helping me. You were really nice.
Well, I suppose we can always come back and check on her later. But until then...
The place was empty. Keep those thugs away from my family.
Danuvia! Get these spotters out of my house now!
Arthur, sweetheart, you paid me and my boys to be caravan guards, not cattle wranglers. If you want us to get our hands dirty, it'd be our pleasure. But that'll be extra.
Everyone calm. Explain your disagreement, and we shall find an accord.
I don't see why I should be explaining myself. It's my property. They are on it, unlawfully.
Look, we needed somewhere to live. This place was empty and it had walls. I've got children for tears' sake.
And what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, that's all very sad, but I still don't see how...
It gets cold out there at night, Mr. Gregorio. My kids will get sick. Please, we'll stay out of your way. We just need a roof.
This is my home. I may pride myself on my philanthropy, but I draw the line at being a halfway house.
This man's indignant demeanor barely masks a seething anxiety. There's more to this situation than he's letting on.
Look, time is money, and I'm losing both just standing here. Make your call, judge, before Zenobia makes it for you.
You seem a little on edge. Are you all right?
But wouldn't you be on edge if your beautiful home had been defiled by such brazen interlopers?
Fine. I'll get them out of your house for free.
Old family motto. Never trust anyone who works for free. What's in it for you?
Handling this myself is the only way I can guarantee there won't be any blood spilled.
I never said anyone needed to get hurt, as long as they get out as soon as possible. But other than that, I don't care what methods you use. As long as you get rid of them, and fast, it's fine by me.
I see you're a charitable sort. Perhaps you have some benevolence to spare for us poor souls. We just lost a load of gold thanks to somebody interfering in our business, you see, and now we're a little out of pocket.
The Guild, a loose coalition unifying every criminal outfit in the city under one collective rule, from cut purses to contract killers.
Real shame that, but the Guild will have to find their charitable donation elsewhere.
Oh, you know, it's shocking how many people opt for the hard way when the easy way's right there. Any last words?
I'm more of an actions person.
Another fight. Let's go. What do I have to lose?
2 hit points?
Battle favors the fearless. Right idea.
Time to push my luck again.
Let's try a different smite for once.
Forever dauntless.
War is an old woman's game. I take no joy in this.
I see those animals are out of the picture. Can we stay now? Or are you going to turn us next?
How did you end up here?
Same way lots of us did. Trying to get away from the army of the Absolute. If you had the chance to put a roof over your family's heads after being on the run for Torm knows how long, wouldn't you
I understand. Just let me talk to the owner of this place. Maybe I can help.
Make it quick if you can. I don't like the way he's looking at us.
If the guild come asking, I'll be making it very clear that you took it upon yourself to kill their thugs. I had nothing to do with it. So you should probably get away from the scene of the crime.
Listen, I want the family to stay. You have room for them, surely.
But you said you'd get rid of them, and I believed you. More fool me. Well, with Zenobia and the others gone, I don't suppose you'll take no for an answer. All right, they can stay. Are you happy now? Now I have to figure out what I'm going to do.
I'm sure a man of your means can find a room at an inn somewhere.
A room can wait. After what you've put me through, I need a drink.
Anyone who hires the guild can't be trusted.
To threaten us. To threaten the children. Cinta was trembling.
So let's look around and make sure the house is safe for the family.
She's a...
We made it down to the basement where there are a lot of suspicious traps and this locked chest that Will's gonna take care of for us. Maybe.
No trouble at all. Arthur's hardly the philanthropist he pretends to be. Those toys should be destroyed.
I was sure we were about to be affected. Not quite sure why you stood up for us like that, but I won't say I'm not grateful. Thanks. And may Torm keep you.
Oh, of course. Just one thing. Stay out of the basement. It's not safe.
We're much more interested in the beds and the pantry. But I'll make sure Cinta knows the basement's off limits.
Now it looks like we better track down these toys.
To threaten us. To threaten the children.
I know, little, but you'll be in a big...
Turn back, citizen. No passage in this direction.
Why not?
It's bloodier than a butcher's backyard out there. Piles of dead absolutists, and a few of our own as well. The cultists assaulted the gate, armed to the teeth trying to break in. They nearly had it too, before the Steel Watch intervened.
Steel Watch? Is that some sort of fancy new rank of city watchman?
A little more than that. You'll see for yourself soon enough if you head to the city.
Incredible to be back. My home. My city.
Yes, we're nearing the city. Are you excited to return? Reluctant? A little of both?
Baldur's Gate is where I first raised a glass in toast at the tender age of 14 and got so tipsy from wine, I puked in Dillard Portier's bushes. It's where the flaming fist chased me after I'd stolen a peach from a cart in the Wide. I got a good chewing out over it too. It's where my father taught me to hold a rapier, to read books of lore, to know right from wrong. It's been 7 years since I left. It's no paradise, but it's home, and it's worth saving. And you? The city's yours too, after all. How's it feel to be back?
I'm not sure how long I was actually here. I don't remember it. But I am afraid of who might remember me.
No one knows better than I do the deep shadows haunting Baldur's Gate. But I also know you can find the light if you know where to look. And this I promise, you can always look to me.
I know. Such a sweet man.
If I was a Sharan lookout, this is the sort of place I'd wait around.
Why don't you protect us instead of these scruffy Baldurians! Stand with me against this tide that threatens to overwhelm us!
Please just go home. You're ruining a perfectly uneventful posting with this nonsense.
The Flaming Fists are supposed to protect this good city, but they allow trash and vermin to take our homes and goods. Oh, another visitor, I see. Listen, we keep letting the likes of you in, soon there'll be no room left for any of us true Baldurians.
The army on your doorstep will slay Baldurians and refugees alike. You must stand together.
Another bleeding heart. Piss off and take it elsewhere.
You see them over there? Refugees? Ha! Naught but a cover. I know what they really are. Dyed-in-the-wool agents of the Absolute. Mark my words.
You think all of the refugees are hardcore absolutists?
There's probably only a handful of rotten apples among them. But you know what they say about rot? It spreads quickly. Ruins the whole bunch.
Between you and me, I don't think there are enough flaming fists here for these refugees.
It is a shame so many fail to follow the light and help each other these days.
You're quite right. Nobody helps us regular folk of Baldur's Gate anymore. Too busy coddling the criminals and their ilk that sneak into our city.
Let's hope Archduke Gortash can make a difference.
Good God.
Young lady, Shadowheart, a word if you...
A danger to all of us.
I just lost a wager, thanks to you.
Who are you?
Someone who bet that you'd never be foolish enough to actually show your face in this city again. But here you are. And the gold in my purse is soon to take flight.
You're a Sharan, aren't you? From Shadowheart's cloister.
There have been whispers about you, sister. About your faith, your loyalty, your company. I can't help but feel the strangest twinge of disgust as I look upon you. Is it true? Has Our Lady forsaken you?
She has turned her back on your wretched goddess.
I suppose that's the subtle approach dispensed with?
Oh, don't be so harsh. It's plain to see that you've turned heretic, even if your friend had kept her mouth shut.
Of course not. A cover to throw our enemies off the scent. I suppose you weren't deemed important enough to be informed of the plan.
That would have been fine deception in most cases. But your lying tongue cannot mask the empty pit in your spirit. She truly has abandoned you. Now I must report your reappearance. If you are intent on bringing matters to a head, then seek out the House of Grief in the lower city. Though, if I was you, I'd be very tempted to just forget it all and disappear. You have some form at doing so, after all.
Back off and return to your homes. That's an order.
Why don't you protect us instead of these scruffy outlanders?
You did me a real favor clearing all those ghouls out of Moonrise. That old bonebag Ketherick had some fancy junk stashed behind all the cobwebs and piles of gore.
Well, what do you think of Baldur's Gate?
Wish I could tell you. We're stuck out here, but most of the action is beyond Worm's Crossing.
Right.
Oh, hi! If you're here to save me again, I don't really need to be saved right now. Good thing, huh? Bye.
Well, at least they seem to be in good spirits.
You, turn around and toddle your way right back out of here. Everything in this barn has been donated for the refugees, not you. Now piss off.
What kinds of things have people donated?
Food, sundries, toys even. What would you expect for people who've lost everything? Now, are you going to clear off or not?
Toys, huh? Well, is there anything I can do to help?
Not unless you want to make a donation.
I would like to make a donation to the refugees, actually.
Guess you're not all bad. Give it here and I'll make sure it's kept safely with the other donations.
Actually, I'd like to take the donation into the barn myself.
Well, if you must, I suppose it saves me the walk. But if you're gonna do it, hurry up.
Now we can look around. Oh, who's this? You're a cute little pig, aren't you?
I say, terribly decent of you to come over and exchange pleasantries.
Well, of course. You're one of the most impressive pigs I've ever seen. And I have a feeling I've seen a few.
Oh, how kind of you to say. I have been growing my bristles out. It's something of an art, you see.
And we're just going to ignore the reason that the pig is here, not think about it too deeply. We've got toys to find. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, bless you, dear.
Can you please give me a hug? Bet your arms would be so snug.
Who's that rummaging around in there? Show yourself! You have 2 seconds to explain yourself before you're under arrest.
I found a load of toy bears rigged to explode. But don't worry, I disarmed them.
What? Those are children's toys. Which means if a child had picked one up... I don't want to think about it. How do I know you're not the one who planted those explosives?
Why would I disarm my own explosives? I just want to find whomever's responsible.
All right, I guess it can't hurt. I'll check up on the rest of the goods. You try and find whoever is responsible for this. No such luck.
Let's ask around outside.
Just a little thing, Dave.
Heads will roll for this. This transgression. This injustice.
I know. The way they treat refugees around here is terrible.
I don't give a shit about all that. It's how I've been treated, which is the real travesty.
Another one.
A perfectly respectable businessman wants to bring his, well, business into this fine city. And what do?
What's your business?
Well, I was going to sell the finest alchemical tinkerings the gate had ever seen, but the bureaucrats had other ideas. They talk some absolute horse bollocks about papers and correct filing procedures and threw me in this slum. I should be loins deep in Sharess's caress by now, not waddling about in filth.
Gracious. Look who it is.
Even if we
I'm really worried about Umi.
What? What's wrong?
They got me signed up to learn to make pots, which is dumb. I'd rather learn how to kill cultists. And I bet you'd back me up on that.
Bet again, little one.
She sent a message.
What a sad situation. The once proud tieflings of Elturel, reduced to beggars. I miss Zevlor.
We made it through hell, twice. I know now that as long as Danis and I stick together, we can do anything.
We made it alive to Baldur's Gate. Almost, anyway. But I can't complain. When I look at Bex and realize she's safe, it's hard not to weep from joy.
We've lost so many since Elturel.
We should have an exile's feast to commemorate those we lost.
Hail, friend. Fine day, isn't it? Forgive me, you're in no mood to talk about the weather. Your journey here was a hard one, no doubt. Is this your first time in Baldur's Gate?
I think I have been here. Although I don't remember it much.
Is that so? Enigmatic soul, aren't you? A word of advice, then. You might not get as warm a welcome as in days gone by. Used to be you'd arrive knowing you'd a full belly and a warm bed waiting for you. Not anymore. These days, there's barely enough to go around. Add the refugees on top and, well, folk aren't feeling too generous.
Is there anything I can do to ease these people's burden?
I've been asking myself the same question. I wouldn't be the first to interfere. Some well-to-dos in the city donated enough to see the newcomers right for the time being. Only they didn't bother helping everyone else. Locals going without while strangers feast. It stoked the fire, all right. Some Baldurians are kicking up a fuss round the front of the barn as we speak. If I wasn't wearing this uniform, I'd walk round there and teach them a lesson they'd never forget.
I'd think your uniform would be enough to make them quiet down.
The flaming fist isn't what it used to be. It's grown weak, corruptible, soft. It's down to honest citizens like me to stand up for what's right, uniform or no. That lot round the front, they've got it coming to them.
That may be true, but you're supposed to keep the peace, not stoke the fire.
Ha! What peace? If no one steps in, there'll be bodies piled high in the streets before long. Those refugees have been leeching on our city for too long. If we don't show them that we mean business, they'll bleed us dry.
Wait, what?
We need to march round the front and kill every last one of them. Let's see them eat our food with their guts on the floor. What do you say?
The refugees? I thought you meant the Baldurians. You're a monster. I'm reporting you to your commanding officer.
Tell them! I'll cut out their eyes and make them watch.
Look at it, come crawling home, hands stained with the Bone Lord's soot. And you carry his stone. Have you lost your nerve, my blood-starved sibling? Oh, did I mangle your skull too terribly? I could end it now, but I'll be patient. Father will see us together again. He will see you bleed.
So Orin is a shapeshifter. How long has she been watching?
The cult have claimed every road.
I have battled great evils, been mocked by villains of all sorts. But Orin, she is beyond even Thorm. Her mind is twisted beyond recognition. What is she capable of? And where will she strike next?
Honestly, the fact that it was Orin instead of another xenophobe is kind of a relief.